Pulls up for three. Boom! Knocks it down.
Curry from the corner at Bray. Puts it in.
For overtime. Makes it. Garrett. Right.
Welcome to the latest edition of the MVP Cast. It's a double header on the week before Women's Eurobasket begins in Riga and Serbia. Great Britain tuning up for the tournament, so it's a good time to chat to two of this country's big young guns. Later you'll hear from Kennedy Leonard, who won her first cap in the friendly against Sweden. But first, let's chat to Savannah Wilkinson, who's back in the squad after another season of progress at Florida State University.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's life in the cold?
In the cold, it's really cold. It's not Florida anymore.
No, it
not
isn't.
Florida.
What's it like sort of being back? Because obviously you go to the States and you miss out some national team duty, and then now you're back with everyone again. Is it like sort of seeing all the old gang back together?
It's been nice. I mean, you miss out when I'm in Florida, but I get to watch the games and stay in contact with everyone. And it's such a good team that it's easy to come back and find your feet, and everyone's so supportive that you just learn the offenses quickly and you get back into it really quickly. So that's really nice.
How much do you still feel that integration? I mean, when you've got games, do you sort of WhatsApp the girls and say good luck? Do you sort of sit and watch on YouTube whenever a game's on and plan your day around it? What's the connection remain like?
Well, I watch the games on YouTube, and Chema's in contact all the time, and then social media and all that sort of stuff keeps you in contact with everyone, so that's always an amazing tool to have. Just being able to contact them before camp to make sure I'm up to date with everything, and everyone's just so supportive, so it's really easy, really.
2 years in Florida, what is Savannah Wilkinson version 2019 like compared to 2017?
Well, the American game is faster. It's just people are more athletic, so I think I've gained a little bit of athleticism and speed in my game, but also just being able to learn about different players and being able to get a better IQ just because I'm playing with such different people. So you just learn a bit of the game on that side of the coast, and then now I'm going back to Europe, I can learn back on this side. So just the basketball's just different everywhere. So yeah.
I mean, you had to play a lot more in the posts last season. I know that was a lot of due to injuries on the team, but has that helped sort of develop your game in different ways?
Yeah, I think I've played in the post when I've been here as well. Chema likes to play me at the 3 and 4, and I've played at 3 and 4 at Barking and things like that as well. But yeah, definitely it was strange just playing at the 4 at Florida, but it has expanded my game, and I have different looks from there now that I can use. So it's just exciting stuff. I have no regrets in any way. It's always expanded my game. So,
because what would you say is your position now? Because you apart from probably centre, you've played almost every position over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, I would say I'm a 3-4. That would be my main position. That's where I'm most comfortable. But I'm willing to do whatever the team needs, as you probably have seen.
You're coming into a roster now where Azania Stewart retired last year, and a lot of people are seeing that as the kind of one in, one out kind of move. I mean, do you see that potentially as the opening for you to go in and do what Azania did?
I mean, I'm a very different player to Azania, but I think with energy-wise and like the passion that Azania has, I think we can all bring a little bit of something to be able to fill that kind of spot. And we've got Sheradine here now, and Temi, obviously. Having them back is definitely going to help fill that spot. But Azania's got some big shoes to fill, but we'll try our best.
Florida as a lifestyle to go for that. Give us a flavour of what that's like. Is it playing? Is it much of the life outdoors all the time, or how much have you embraced sort of that sunshine coast that's available?
Well, during the season, as you probably can know, is that it's really busy, so you don't get much of the Florida lifestyle. But once season's over, I definitely embrace the sun and embrace having a little bit of vacation kind of living. I just said vacation, that's crazy, holiday. But yeah, I like it out there, and Tallahassee's different to what people think like Florida's like, but so it's not as touristy, there's not as much to do, but it definitely keeps me focused. And then once I'm out of season, I get to travel a little bit more and have the Florida lifestyle.
You're talking about inspiration, and there's a couple of things in life, if I could talk about, that I guess really inspired you. I mean, one was when you were younger, your brother was pretty ill. I mean, talk about maybe how that has sort of shaped the way that you looked at life.
Yeah, obviously my mum and my brother have inspired me. My family as a whole just inspire me. We're all very athletic, all very sporty. I don't think any of us go a day without like going for a run or going to play basketball or doing something athletic, something sporty. So that's always been an inspiration for me. Obviously my brother played basketball in America for a little while. But at the moment, my little brother is coming up and he's trying to push his way into the England basketball, GB basketball kind of footway, and so that's really inspiring to be able to help him train and get his feet into the national league and playing for his team. So that's really fun as well.
Because he's what, about 13, 14?
He just turned 13.
Right.
Yes.
And what's his name?
Amali.
And how much are you kind of trying to coach him when you just do little bits, or you see, do you trade little bits of FaceTime with him and get him to show you some moves?
Yeah, like he'll get my dad to record certain bits of practice that he's like, not weaknesses, but things he's like, Sav, what do you think about this? And he'll send me the videos on WhatsApp and stuff, and I'll just say, no, you're doing really well. Just correct this little thing if you want to make sure you're doing this, and just trying to get my knowledge in there as much as I can and help him develop. So.
When your older brother was quite young, he had meningitis. Is that right?
Yes.
So, I mean, how much of the fact that he was able to get through that has been inspirational for you?
Yeah, it's a horrible disease to get, and he definitely pushed through it, and he was extremely lucky that he didn't really lose anything from it, so he got to come back, and he's back full fitness now, so it's really inspiring to see him, and sometimes you see him and you don't even realize he went through that, so it's quite a shock, and it's really... just to say, just don't take life for granted that anything can happen at any time, because he's a really healthy, obviously healthy young man, and that just happened to him. So just got to keep living life every day as it comes.
We're going through a lot of coaches and also parents as well. What's the best pieces of advice that you've been given over the years?
Best piece of advice from a coach, or what did you say, a parent?
Or a parent, or any source.
Yeah. Well, I would just say my main kind of quote that I like to live by is, whatever happens, I'll handle it. Just because your life can go so many different ways, but something that's happened in your life right now is happening for a reason. So just kind of roll with the punches and just push through and keep going every day as you can. Is
that necessary when you're thousands of miles away from home sometimes, and sometimes you're not playing that many minutes, or some days are harder in practice and you've got books and everything to deal with as well? I mean, do you have to kind of teach yourself to push through some adversity at times? Yes,
definitely. I think being away from home, my second year wasn't as bad. I found my feet a little bit more, but definitely certain things happen, and obviously your natural instinct is to call mum or try and get in contact with siblings and things like that, and sometimes it can't happen because of time difference and things like that. So just being able to find your feet and just pushing through and just thinking, this is happening for a reason. May not know it right now, but you'll figure it out soon enough, and just keep pushing with it and keep with it. Yeah.
Talking of adversity, we've got British basketball in terms of the sport, but obviously the women's team going to Eurobasket, it's a chance to qualify for the next stage of Olympic qualification. How much is everyone thinking about this opportunity that you have, not just to promote your own team as a group, but also the sport itself, for women's sport, for everything that could come with success over the next 6 weeks?
Yeah, obviously it's a really nice place to be at, that we can progress in that way and help British basketball with just our team. But I think just looking at the bigger picture, we just want to help in every way we can, help girls get into basketball, help inspire, and do our best at the tournament to be able to show that we have got game and we can play, and we should still be here, we should be getting our funding and things like that. So it's exciting, and we're just going to keep practicing hard and give it all we've got at the tournament to see if we can help as much as we can.
Because is that important? Because growing up in this country, women's sport, women's basketball in particular, isn't always that visible. And here there's this small window where you guys can be visible, and a small kid, an 8-year-old, 5-year-old Savannah Wilkinson could see something like this and go, yeah, I'd like to be them.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I think back to is that's who I play for is the 5-year-old Savannah that was watching GB when they played in London and played at these sort of events, and it's just surreal to be in this position now that I'm the one inspiring. So yeah, we just got to do all that we can.
You're majoring in marketing, right?
I've actually changed to
Yeah.
advertising, which is similar, but yeah.
An equally useful segue into this question. How would you market and advertise this sport in this country with the knowledge you've gained in the States?
I think I would just show that it's really, really fun because I think most of the time sports are always marketed as like aggressive and you've got to be like in the zone and you're but playing basketball and lifting and running, and if you really really love it, it is so fun, and you'll watch us practicing and half the time we're all smiling and have like playing basketball is just an enjoyable sport. So I think I would just show that because I think sometimes young girls are maybe intimidated by that, and that's why they go like for the route of netball or other sports where they don't see that as much, because basketball is usually a boys sport and you see it as aggressive and all this sort of stuff. So I think I would just show the fun side of it and that it is a really really enjoyable sport. So yeah, that's how I would market it.
I mean, is that something you've seen? I mean, there's a lot of girls driven into netball in this country, and obviously netball used to be basketball, then it went its own sort of direction, etc. But basketball seems to have lost that war to
Right.
get those kind of girls to come into their sport. I mean, do you think that's
Right.
something maybe the sport needs to do better of saying, actually, you know what, we're a really good sport for women too?
Right. Yeah, I think it's just pushing it in schools and just like I think also because netball there's no male comparison. I think girls go for that just because they're not being compared to guys all the time. Whereas basketball, the guy sport and the female sport, they're just so different. And I think we can show that more and show that we play it differently. We're just as good, but we play it differently, and you don't have to be intimidated by that. So I think that is a big thing. I remember when I was in school, people would be like, "Oh no, there's boys playing and things," and it's like it doesn't matter. We're different. We can play how we want to play, and yeah. So I think we just have to keep pushing it, and we have young girls here now who are like really excited to talk to us and stuff. So more opportunities like that, I'm sure young girls would love.
Last couple of things, Eurobasket itself, how much do you guys see that opportunity with that group stage, with the continuity that you've got, plus people like yourself coming in to really make an impression this time?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a challenge, but we're up for the challenge and we're really excited for it. Like I said, like most players who have come back, we've played together before, and some of us are just adding pieces to the puzzle, and we're just building stronger and stronger every day. So it's exciting.
Those are the thoughts of one of our stars of the future, Savannah Wilkinson. Now, let's hear from Kennedy Leonard. And although since recording this, it's been indicated she won't make the final Eurobasket squad because of having a naturalised status, it's certainly worth a listen to her backstory about joining up after 4 years at the University of Colorado. All made possible by going back to her family roots through her Dundee-born mother, Lindsay.
Born in Scotland, and then she moved when she was young to South Africa with her family. And then when she was about 16, she moved to California into like with another family in California to train for the Olympics. She was a really, really good swimmer. So she came over to America to kind of pursue her like Olympic dreams with like the British national team, but she wanted to train in America. So she came over, she trained or whatever, and then she got a scholarship to Colorado State. And then that's where she met my dad, and then they ended up like getting married and starting a family. So then she's pretty much been in America ever since then.
How much have you had a chance to get back to the UK and Scotland over the years?
Yeah, I mean, when I was young, I don't really remember like the visits, but I came over I think 2 or 3 times with my whole entire family, like my mom and my dad and my 2 sisters and me. We would come over because my mom's whole side of the family lives here still. So like one of her sisters lives in Scotland still, and then one lives in York here in England, and then her mom moved back from South Africa maybe like 8 or 9 years ago to York as well. So a lot of her family is over here, so we'd come out, throughout the years. And then I came out, I think 3 years ago for the under 20s. So I've been back, not like a ton, but also more than probably the average person.
What little Scottish things have been there around the house, or little mementos, or little things that kind of remind you growing up of the sort of family background?
Yeah, I mean, we have flags in our house. My sister's middle name is like super Scottish. It's Shan, but it's spelled like Sian. And her first name is Mackenzie, and that's also, I hear, pretty Scottish, that name. So, just the names, I guess, of my family members, the flags, and then like when we were little, we had these like papers on our dressers of like the Scottish, I guess, clan that we were like are a part of. I don't even remember the name of it, but I remember seeing those on our dressers. So it's just a ton of like little things, and then obviously like my mom's accent is pretty English Scottish, so I hear that every day too.
When you were growing up, in terms of starting out with basketball, what was the thing that drove or attracted you to this sport above all else?
Yeah, I mean, when I was little, I played like every sport. In America, growing up, you play like every sport. Like, so I played softball, t-ball, football, like as in like American football, soccer, basketball, swimming. I did it all. But I think my dad, he absolutely loves basketball, and so I would always go to the gym with him, and I'm really close with him. So just like having that kind of connection, I think with him and basketball has probably helped me the most for that, like to pick basketball as my main sport. And yeah, just being around it, like when I was little, he would take me to the gym with him when I was like 2 or 3, and he would be playing basketball. So I've been around it for a really long time, and I just like the connection that I get from it with my dad and everything like that.
Where does the basketball IQ come from? Because all point guards and the assist you in college, that there is a real feel that clearly you have for the game. How has that IQ been developed or nurtured over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I played on a really good club team in America. It's part of the girls' EYBL. It's like it's a Nike circuit. So there's a men's side and a women's side, and basically Nike sponsors it. And there's like 32 teams, I think. So it's basically, if you're a good basketball player, you're in that league. So I played in that when I was really started really young in it. So that was really good. I played up, and just I think watching a lot of people who were better than me at that age, like when I was 12, they're 15, and they're obviously going to be better. And being able to watch them and see what they do, I think helped a lot with like my game. And then just also playing a lot of minutes and playing with a lot of different people and playing pickup all the time with guys and stuff like that. You see different things. So kind of just opening my horizons to be able to see different types of games and then mold it into my own.
How much do you kind of feel fortunate? I mean, obviously, when you talk with the teammates here, there's a very huge range of backgrounds in terms of how people have grown up playing the game. But how much do you feel fortunate to have that environment in the States where you can get real competition of different kinds growing up?
Yeah, obviously, I'm super fortunate for it because I know in a lot of places like sport, especially basketball, isn't the biggest sport, but in America, like women's basketball, growing up especially is a big sport, and a lot of people pay attention to it. So being able to kind of anywhere I go, there's a gym. Anywhere I go, I can at my own house I have like a hoop and everything like that. And then a kid who I'm really close to and at my high school, who I went to high school with, he actually has a basketball gym in his house, so I can go over there. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I can go over there and shoot for free whenever I want. So just stuff like that, being able to kind of have the accommodations to be able to, play and lift and all that stuff, I think has been super helpful and made me even more fortunate.
Let's go back to that inside his house, not just
so
outside.
No, yeah, he has an indoor court, like a full court, like a full basketball court with wood floors, like 2 rims that raise and lower. It's really nice. He has like a seating area where people can watch. So it is super nice. He has a gun, so I can go there and shoot on the gun and stuff like that. So it's a really nice thing to have.
You must have very rich friends.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's pretty well. His dad is a lawyer, so he's pretty well off.
And your mom growing up, I mean, obviously someone who's trained for the Olympics. I got she didn't quite make the Olympics, is that correct?
Yeah, no, she, instead of going, she had a baby. She had my sister, yeah.
So, but having that experience that she had in terms of being a competitor, and obviously swimming, that you compete at quite a young age. I mean, talk about the influence that's been able to have in terms of just getting you through this process.
Yeah, so it is super competitive and all that. So having her kind of, she'll always say like, oh, I don't know much about basketball, but she's really good to have because no matter how you do, she's always like, oh, I thought you did great, or you worked hard, that's all you can do, that kind of stuff. So just being able to kind of have her always there for you no matter how you do. Maybe you don't score 50 points or something like that, but you did good in other places. She's able to kind of help you with that stuff. But she does always tell me, like, to compete and everything like that, and she's been through it as well. So just being able to have her to like kind of talk to about it. And even my dad, he didn't play like college basketball or anything like that, but he's been around, been a coach and stuff like that. So having the both of them to kind of work together and then like work off of them and them help me is always really, really nice.
4 years at Colorado, and you end up with pretty impressive stats in terms of all-time lists, etc. How do you think the game developed over those 4 years in terms of just being able to play and practice and be involved every single day?
Yeah, so college was awesome. College basketball. I mean, we didn't make like a ton of NCAA tournaments, but personally, I did. You know, had an incredible career. So, I mean, it was more so just like the experiences that I had that were tough that I think have helped me the most. Like my freshman year, we were like 7-23. We were pretty bad, and then that coach got let go, and we got a new coach, and we went to the tournament after that. So I think just like the experiences that I was able to go through helped me in being able to kind of have to be a different player each year. Like my freshman year, I was a freshman, so they don't really expect you to make like every single play, but I was able to make a huge impact, you know, started all 4 years. So to be able to kind of each year get a little bit better and expand my game a bit and do things that maybe the opponents don't know that I've been working on, stuff like that, because you play them for 4 years, so you kind of have to develop your game in a bit where they can't, you know, scout you or know exactly what you're going to do. So just being able to kind of get in the gym and change things up or make things more consistent and stuff like that over the years was pretty good.
When you played under 20 years for GB 3 years ago, and just as the experience, forget about the basketball side, what's the experience like of going to a few different countries, experiencing a few different kind of accommodations and the rigors of it all? What memories do you have of that?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible being able to kind of meet a ton of new people. Like a lot of the people I played with had already known each other, so I kind of came in not knowing a lot of people, but everybody who I played with, I still keep in contact with. And then Sav is here at the camp with me now, so we've kind of stayed in contact over the last 3 years because she's in America playing at FSU. So having her here is really, really nice because I get to speak with her, and you know, she's about my age, so we're the two youngest, so we kind of get to hang out together. But it was an awesome experience. Obviously, like I traveled before, but not to places like, you know, where did we go? We went to Montenegro, Ireland. I had never been to Ireland. We went to Romania, so places I had never been before. And being able to see those cultures and stuff like that was really cool. America is kind of like America's America. Like you get what you want when you want it. There's food wherever you want it, like all that kind of stuff. And you go to these other places, and it's like here, even in the UK or in America, you kind of have a lot more amenities at your disposal, whereas in those places you don't have as many. So when you come back, it teaches you to be super thankful for what you do have.
When you look forward to this qualifying this campaign at Eurobasket, and obviously you're coming in, you're a newbie to the squad, but people speak very highly of you. I mean, how do you sort of sense that battle to end up in the final 12 person rotation for the championships?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think about it too much. I kind of just play and you know, what happens. I know that I'm, you know, a really good basketball player, and I'm thankful to be here just, you know, to experience it. I know I'm young, and I know that, you know, there's a lot of veterans here and they've been through it. So just trying to listen to them and hear what they have to say and learn like everything that they've been doing, because this team has been together going to Eurobasket for like trying to qualify for Eurobasket for a while now, and I've kind of just been thrown into it. So just trying to like slow my own self down and remember the plays and everything like that, and just remember that it's for fun. And I never try to take myself too seriously or basketball too seriously because it is supposed to be fun. So just trying to remember that and trying to, you know, just work hard and make everybody around me better.
What does it mean though to have this kind of opportunity? Because obviously it's not just Eurobasket, it's the chance to take a step closer to qualifying for an Olympics, and at the stage that you're at in your career, it's a huge benefit for you to have this chance.
Yeah, it is, and it's pretty amazing to be able to play with just, you know, other pro players, because I am just, you know, freshly graduated, so I haven't had a chance yet. I've been at home working out kind of by myself, but being able to kind of play with people who have been pro for quite a while before I go, you know, over to Germany and start my pro career will help me probably a ton in the long run.
I was going to ask you about Germany. What's that like as an opportunity to kind of play professionally next season?
Yeah, so they won the German league, so they're the best team in Germany, and they're pretty good. I mean, I don't know a ton about, you know, Germany or anything like that, but I'm looking, you know, forward to it. I think I'll have a really good team around me, and you know, my agent has put me in a place where I'll, you know, play a good amount of minutes, and I'll be able to compete for, you know, another championship and stuff like that. So I'm excited, and I think it'll be different. Like I said, it's a whole new level and everything like that. So it'll take some time to get adjusted, but I love challenges, so I'm up for it.
And is that a good sign that a club like Herner, with the success they've had, have said to you, we want you for our team?
Yeah, it's really awesome. Obviously, I'm coming off an injury. I broke my foot, so having them kind of tell me that like they believe in me and stuff like that, and all that is pretty cool to hear, because you never want to go through an injury or anything like that, and when you do, you kind of want people to have your back through it. So I'm pretty thankful for the opportunity.
And how is the foot? Is it fully recovered now?
Yeah, it's good to go. I mean, I did it in early January, end of December-ish. So it's been a couple months, and I've given it plentiful amounts of rest, and it feels like my right foot, so it's good to go.
And that, the inside track from Kennedy Leonard, who's sure to be one of GB's stars of the backcourt for many, many years to come. That's it for this edition of the MVP Cast. You can subscribe via your preferred podcast provider or stream past episodes at our website, mvp247.com. We'll also get lots of exclusive coverage over the next few weeks from Great Britain's bid to make waves at women's Eurobasket. Another edition coming very soon. But for now, from me, Mark Woods, it's goodbye.